I feel like I'm in GAF headquarters.
We are platinum with Owens Corning, and I'll tell you why it doesn't happen. The constant theme that you'll hear from us is managing the relationships.
You need someone who can communicate, maybe from outside of the industry.
No, we don't play with them anymore, for obvious reasons. They don't get a check unless there's a thank you.
A couple of weeks ago, we added rapid roofing from Michigan to our directory. After I spoke with the owner, I was very impressed with their operation and integrity and their story. They invited me to visit their business. In this video, you will see why we recommend rapid roofing. They are opening their doors for us. You will learn something. Enjoy. Look at that. That's what this is all about. All right, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Dimitri. How are you?
Good, how are you, Paul?
Good to see you.
This is GAF land right here.
It is. You are in GAF territory, that's for sure.
How long have you been Master Elite?
We've been Master Elite this is our 20th year in June. So we're going
20th year.
20th year as a Master Elite. And we've been Master Select on the commercial side for about 10 years. And this is our first year Master on commercial. Master Select, this is our first year as Master Select.
So you're 100% owner?
No, I am not the owner. I'm the Director of Business Development.
Director of Business, okay.
So I have two owners, and they're not here yet this morning. They're out doing job sites.
Are we going to meet them, or?
Yeah, they'll be here, for sure. Absolutely. Mike and Bill will come in at some point today. And
awesome. I think I've seen them in the videos.
Probably, yeah.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it.
This is our office area, and we've got the 3 stations here. Usually there's 2 full-time people in here. Don't mind Mike up there in the window. That's his homage.
That's the owner?
That's one of the owners, yep. And then all of the certifications that you see on the wall are the training certificates. There's some on that wall that date back to
20 years of loyalty.
Yes, no doubt about it. And then we have Red, our fish over here, who just made his return. And so that's our company mascot. So he hangs out over there. And then all the gear down there for our crews and other people that work, you know. So we've got a crew out right now that needs t-shirts today. At some point, if you guys want to ride, we'll ride over there and drop those off.
Sure. We might do that.
So this is where all the magic happens.
What CRM do you use?
What's that?
CRM?
Acculinks.
How long have you been using that?
For a few years now, probably the better part of 4, but there's some changes we might be making there. We just signed up with Java, which is a up-and-coming technology, very adaptable, and can do a lot of things on the commercial side that
How many apps and subscriptions do you guys have?
I couldn't even tell you the answer to that.
You managing them?
Me and the office manager do. Yeah, I'm with him though. We have quite a few.
There's a lot.
Sure.
And but you have to. I mean, if you want to be the best, you have to have a toolbox that's full. You wouldn't go to a guy to fix your car that only had a wrench and a screwdriver. You'd go to a guy that had three, four toolboxes in his garage. We want to be the same way. So, yes, it's challenging. Yes, there are obstacles to overcome, but we do fairly well with it. So,
love it.
Yep.
Someone likes woodwork in this office, I can tell.
So, one of the things we have a very one of the things people say when they come in here is it's a very masculine office, and it definitely is. You know, we're traditional work boot kind of guys. There's nobody here that is afraid to do anything at any given time. So it kind of feels like a rustic cabin up north. And when you meet the owners later today, you'll understand that.
Sure, love it. I see some James Hardy on the wall. Are you big on siding?
It depends on the day. So siding is one of those things.
Depends on the day.
Yeah. Siding is one of those things that is a necessary evil as a roofing company. We don't want to be pigeonholed. We don't want to be a company that can't service someone's needs. And since we've been around for 22 years, we have the people that can do it. So Hardy, we did 900 square this year so far of James Hardy. We have a lot of relationships with property management companies, and so we landed a very, very big lucrative job.
Question for you:
Yeah.
Hardy versus LP. You're taking it.
Depends on the situation. It's all the application.
What would you install in your house?
On my house, we'll talk about that because when we go out back, you'll see there's two stacks. One is LP and one is Hardy, and I have to make a decision on my personal house for this year. So
I'll help you. I'll help you.
Something we're going around about. I like the idea of Hardy. I like some of the engineering with the LP stuff. So it just depends.
Sure.
It just depends. All of our sales guys have access to the slicks, Hardy samples, siding samples, and then this current year's awards from GAF.
I feel like I'm in GAF headquarters or like.
Well, you might be. Our GAF rep might stop by actually. So this year we are proud to say we are a 3-star President's Club member. There's only 2 of us in the state of Michigan. We are one of those. And then again, we're Master Elite and Master Select, and we're the only company that has all those. So we're very proud of that. That took a lot of dedication and a lot of focus last year.
Sure.
And this table was handmade by one of the owners, and you'll see why it's so big when he comes in.
Are you still on Angie's list?
No, we don't play with them anymore, for obvious reasons.
I used to have 700 reviews, 716.
On Angie's list?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's not anything I would ever entertain again.
Really?
No.
Angie's list is dead?
To me, they are.
Yeah.
I don't need to pay for a lead that's going to 7 other people or being rehashed and
It's
refurbished.
very questionable. What
yeah,
Pink
that-
Panther does here? Man.
Pink Panther. So we are also a platinum.
You are platinum.
We are platinum with Owens Corning, and so that was our gift when we joined the platinum team. There's a long story behind why we went platinum last year, and we can talk a little bit about that as we go through.
So I thought it was GF office, and now I see Pink Panther.
Well, here's the real story, right? We are GF Master Elite, platinum with Owens Corning, and Select Shingle Master with Certainteed.
All 3. That's awesome.
Yeah, if a customer calls us and says, hey, we want this, fine. I have a customer right now that I've had several customers this month who wanted a specific color that GAF couldn't offer, or I couldn't get in this region, and we just went ahead and flipped it and moved on. So the big thing for us is the warranty coverage. The enhanced warranties protect us and protect the homeowner. And because of our relationships and the fact, the dollar amount that we do every year, the manufacturers don't really give us any pushback on warranty issues. So that's one of the things that we prefer, is to have that coverage for everybody. So we maintain a relationship with all the distributors as well as the manufacturers. And then we move over here to production, and this is Dave. And Dave actually
Hey, Dave.
How you doing?
Nice
Dave
to meet you.
actually-
Pleasure.
What do you do?
Pretty much schedule all the jobs, coordinate and work with all the crews, and get the material out there. And
So what's the size here? You do about 15 million a year, something like
about
that?
15 million.
How many project managers do you have?
It depends. So the project manager role falls to the sales guys. And so if you sell a job, my thought and feeling is that there's no one better equipped to manage that job, communicate what the customer's expectations are because you set them.
What do they do? Do they
the crew.
schedule jobs with the crews too?
No, Dave schedules everything. It goes into AccuLinks, and then he sends out a message letting people know when the install.
What else sales guy does? Does he take material, order materials?
No. Well, yes. So material orders is something that falls on them. They're supposed to create a draft order and save it in AccuLinks. And then Dave reviews it based on the pictures and things like that we've got in the system.
But he does the order, not the
Yes.
sale.
He does the ordering, but there's always something that comes up. So, for example, if there's pictures of a bath fan that you know needs to be an insulated duct, Dave will make sure that that's covered. The sales guy is just there to set the expectation with the homeowner, close the deal, and then make sure it's done properly. So they are required on the morning of their install to show up at the job site before 9 o'clock and make sure they communicate with their crew leader on what's happening.
Sure.
What needs to happen. If you sold a bath fan, if you sold baffles, if you sold something out of the ordinary of our normal scope, you need to communicate it, show where it goes, and explain to the crew what they need to do.
What would you do if one of your crews walk away because the job is too hard and
They showed up in the morning and walked away?
Yeah.
That doesn't happen.
Never happened?
No. And I'll tell you why it doesn't happen. The constant theme that you'll hear from us is managing the relationships. And I don't care if it's with your vendors,
Sure.
your suppliers, your manufacturers, your your service finance, your green, it doesn't matter who it's with. You have to manage those relationships. We are very clear on what our expectations are. And when I tell you that there is a process for everything, I am not exaggerating. You'll see on my board, eliminate the clutter, commit to be the best, be disciplined. And this goes out to everyone that works here. The biggest threat to excellence is complacency. And I'm not going to accept anybody being complacent on what we do. So part of Dave's job is managing those relationships. He's been around in this area for 37 years in the business. Our crews have been with us, the majority of them, for over a decade. So if he looks at a job and he knows it's complex, or he knows that one of our crews has a better grip on flat, and it's a dual job. Okay, so he knows who to call. One of the crews, we've got a 100 square job, and we know who can crank it out, who has more guys. Sure. We have a Ukrainian crew. Larry was here this morning. He's got 28 guys, I think, in total. So we know, and that, we had some apartments last year, 3-story up in the middle of the air, and we knew who to call to make that happen and not have any issues. We carry all of our samples, stay over here, so you can see we've got both Owens Corning, GAF. There's probably some Certainteed stuff thrown in there.
Sure.
Some T111 that we were working on, and then.
And this is perfect setup. You do have some cool office. You have not a lot, but you do have warehouse. I mean, you don't need much, but this is awesome.
There's plenty of space here, so it goes way back there. And one of the things that we do a little differently, and you guys didn't get to see it this morning, but we order trim coil by the pallets. We order ice and water shield and synthetic also by the pallet. And so one of the things that
how much do you save doing that? So a lot of people fight me on it.
If you have the financial ability to do it, because it is a significant cost saving. So
you probably do a couple thousand savings per week.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing it allows us to do is eliminate the disruption in the supply chain. So when you got your ice and water shield and you've got your synthetics and you've got your coils and everything else, you can then set that up, and we stage it by the door every morning. So our job signs are over there. We stage pallets for the guys. When they come in the morning to get their job assignments, they pick up their starter material. So I'm not having to wait on ABC or WIMSAT or Ally.
I've been doing the same thing.
So that way they get to the job, they get the tear off done, and they're sitting there looking for the boom truck. They can go ahead and start getting it dried in so that we don't have to worry about that. And we have boots and all kinds of stuff. Nails, you name it, we've got it.
Like all the major accessories you can come and get.
Absolutely. Yep. Step cards, you name it, we have it, because this is where you're going to start your day and stop, waiting on guys to show up and do other
So you have your own delivery truck?
We've got several trucks. This is the oldest baby in the fleet.
Sure.
And she...
What do you do? Like, what do you deliver, and who drives it? Do you have a dedicated driver for the material?
So we have a couple different things. Certain trucks require CDLs, so we have a couple guys that have CDLs. We've got other
Those guys just drive trucks, or they do something else?
I've got one guy that just drives truck. He's a driver. So
what he drives? Like
he's driving the other flatbed right now. You may get to see him when we're out back. I don't know what his schedule's like. He's running dumpsters right now, I think. Okay. And so we'll talk about why we made that decision as well. Then the other guy, anybody who's certified can drive it. Scott, just coming back from one of our job sites with material. And this is a job we just finished up on a big apartment complex, and he was bringing back some leftover stuff there. So it depends on the day. We brought all the extra door walls and windows back from a job that we did just yesterday. So those came back, and they're staged over there.
Love it.
And then all kinds of different things back here. You got insulation, and then we've got some home show displays.
Some siding.
Yeah, we're getting ready to do all kinds of things back here. And we also then have racks.
You do a lot of windows?
We did. That was a $2 million project that we did with an apartment community. And they wanted every window in the complex replaced. And so we went out and spent a couple days measuring and doing all that kind of stuff and working the bid and working that relationship with them and then closing that deal. So that was a big one for us. We ordered the windows directly from the manufacturer down in Ohio. And then they brought them in containers and staged them, and every time we needed a new container, we swapped them out and did what we needed to do. We also had basement waterproofing company, foundation company. And so their material gets stored back here. You get piering, you've got all kinds of different things back here. And so this is where they keep their stuff. You can kind of see plenty of space to do what we need to do, which is good. And then back in the corner, old displays, old things like that, marketing material, collateral, stuff like that that we're not using, but probably not committed to throwing away at the moment, but we will at some point. Back here, all of our ladders and extra material. This was a great shed shanty type thing for us.
Let's talk really quick about, I see you have some dump trailers. How many do you have? And let's talk about this now and then we'll walk there.
Okay. So we've got 9 dump trailers that we own. We have a dumpster company that we own, and that dumpster company charges the roofing company for dumps.
That's exactly what we do.
So that's what we do there, and it eliminates a lot of headaches and creates some headaches because, you know, you got to get them to where they're going and get them to where.
Not necessarily a money maker, but probably.
Not necessarily, but a cost saver for sure. So it's sometimes a little tedious, and we pay the driver well. He gets an hourly rate, and then he gets a spiff for every dump that he picks up and drops off. So it's good for him. It's good for us. It's another way to brand and logo our company. So we've got our logo on all the dumpsters, and they roll out of here every morning. They're in and out all day long. And we have some of our crews right now, some of our internal employees are down in Dayton, Ohio. They had a tornado come through there last year, I think. And so we've got an apartment complex down there that we're working on. So we've got a bunch of people off site down there. So one of the greatest things about this property was there was a lot of room to work, right? So we've got some of our trucks and our fleet, and then trailers that we use for home show displays, things like that. Obviously our loader, trucks come in here, they usually get parked in here at night.
What do you need that for?
A lot of different things. We get a lot of snow, so we use that to plow. And then you can see the concrete pile out back. That came from the basement and waterproofing. And what they would do is they would unload. At one point, and this was part of the reason why we went to the dump, to the trailers, was that we would bring the trailers here, dump them in the corner, and we would let it sit. And when we had a semi full, we'd call our trucking guy. He'd come in with an empty semi. We'd load it in his dump. So we'd use the loader to do that, and then he'd take it to the dump. It got a little tedious, got a little time consuming, so we just eliminated that process.
Love it.
But we still have the equipment. So this is the old back 40.
How do you like the Dodge trucks? Vans.
They have their ups and downs like everything else, but we had made a decision just recently that the Dodge fleet, we're moving to Ford. We've probably...
You're going to Fords?
Yeah, we've dumped a lot of money into the Dodges. We've got a little Transit that probably has 100,000 miles on it. It does everything we need it to do, and the bigger Transits
I have those. Yeah.
I saw it in your video. So
yeah.
They're okay. They're good. They're a great billboard. They're great for the service techs. And we can switch them out, you know, if the siding crew needs it one day.
So you would rather do the Ford?
I'd rather do the full-size Transit. Yeah.
But Transit is a real wheel drive. The only thing I like about Ford is Dodge because it's front.
Wheel. Yeah, and that's part of one of the things around here in Detroit that you got to worry about. But, you know, we've had some issues with drive shafts, fuel, and it's all kinds of different things. So we took one to the dealership recently, and they told us it was like $5,000 to repair it.
Oh wow!
So we pulled it out and took it to a different guy. But
so you think Ford is better product for vans, big vans than Dodge?
I think so, in my opinion. I mean, when we switched from the Dodge pickups to the Fords, we had a real good experience there, and so I think we're probably leaning that way.
I'm still a Dodge guy when it comes to trucks, especially diesels.
Yeah,
we have diesel Dodge, like big truck 4-hour hauls. But for vans, I'm with you. I was sold on them when they came out, but maintenance, that's all I hear.
Yeah, it's always something, and so it's like
I think they're too new, and they're not that simple. Like front wheel drive sounds nice, but it just seems to me like brakes more often. I don't know, just something.
Yeah, whatever it is with them, you know, like I said, the experience hasn't been bad. But I think there's probably better options out there, so we'll explore those and find out.
If you learned something for your roofing business from this video, we have way more business videos in our Roofing Business School. Subscribe to the channel, follow us on Roofing Business School, contact if you have any questions.